Hey everybody, it's Polaris. Man, I'm so grateful to be alive. You tell from the title, this was my first 4th of July alone, and that was by choice, thankfully. I'm very grateful that I'm able to do that by choice right now. I could have definitely went back home. Sorry, if you see me looking over here, it's because I'm like, I am cooking my dinner right now, and so, I'm just kind of keeping an eye on everything. Where was I going? I just lost my whole train of thought. Give me a second. I don't remember the last thing I said, but for preparing myself, it's all good. As stated, it was by choice to be alone this year. I could have definitely went back home to my parents' house, but I got a story to tell. So let me start from the beginning and let me walk you through the process, okay? So when I was a little girl, I loved fire. I loved like playing with fire, which was not safe. Do not do that ever. But when I would go camping, like I would just ask them, like, can I roast your marshmallow? I didn't eat marshmallows, but I wanted to like roast someone's marshmallow just so I could I wanted to perfect it so bad. And I was just so amazed by like the fire, and I would just sit there and I would just watch the fire for hours. There was a candle in front of me. I'd be sitting there watching that candle. And fireworks, I absolutely love fireworks. And I remember when I lived in San Diego, I could perfectly see like the SeaWorld fireworks from my bedroom, and I forgot about that until today, and I had that memory pop up of that little girl like just like seeing light outside her window and being able to like see it. It wasn't enough where you could hear it from where I lived, but you could see it, and it was clear. Like it was the perfect spot where you could just see it clearly. And I just always had that wonder when it came to fire, I guess, and lights in general. But fast forward to 10-year-old, 11-year-old. I don't know how old I was. Man, where do I start with this story? So, usually during the summertime when I'm out of school, my family and I would visit my grandparents during the summer. They live out in the country, and so 4th of July was always a lot of fun at their house because you're out in the country, and they would always like, I love sparklers. Like I loved all the little fireworks we would get, and we would always go to like the stand and pick out fireworks to pick. And also, this is not me encouraging playing with fireworks either. You must be over 18 and have adult supervision if you have it. Anyways, I just want to make sure we're on the same page. So it was exciting to go be with family and to have 4th of July. But this year, they had a friend. I'm gonna call him out. His name's Stuart. I'll never forget his name. Never ever forget his name. Stuart said, "Hey guys, I have my own fireworks that I brought this year." I'm like, "Oh, exciting, right?" Turns out they were his homemade fireworks. Also, do not do that either. That is very illegal and very dangerous. And do not do this. People were like, what the heck? Why not? We're in the country. There's no one out there we're gonna bother. Like, I'm not condoning this behavior. I was just there, okay? I was like, I might have been 11 or 12 at the oldest, if even that. I was probably like 10. But anyways. So, we have the day, and now it's nighttime, and it's time to have a fireworks show, okay? And things were going well at first, okay? But the wind kind of picked up, and the fireworks weren't really going up high enough, so, like, the sparks would kind of, like, land on us. And I remember everyone's just on the grass, and they start just moving their chairs back and back and back. And originally, I didn't want to sit on the grass. I wanted to sit in one of the trucks. It happened to be his truck that was sitting up front. I wanted to sit in his truck with my cousin. That's where we originally were. And even my cousin and I joked, like, because my parents, both our parents, like, no, you're not sitting there. You're sitting with us. And we were joking about, like, sneaking and sitting in the truck. watching the fireworks, as stated, everything's kind of landing on us, so we're moving back. And it was like a movie, okay? It felt like everything went black and white, and you just see just one little spark. And like everyone paused and turned their heads, and you just see this one little spark go in the back of his truck with the extra gunpowder. And it just starts exploding everything. So first of all, good thing we didn't sit there, listen to your parents, okay? But I remember seeing my grandma run past the truck. One, to go inside because she needed her inhaler, that poor woman. And also because we had my little baby brothers sleeping in the house where the truck was next to. And then you just have all the men like grabbing the hose. And if I remember correctly, they can correct me if I'm wrong, but either the hose wasn't long enough or it wasn't connected. And then you also have the neighbor across the street who was getting their hose. It was getting on the roof. Like, it was, thankfully, like, there was no fire. Everyone was safe, but let's just close that first before I keep continuing the story. My sister, I didn't see this, but my sister, because, like, in school, like, they teach you, like, to like go under like a table or a chair because I lived in San Diego, so there's a lot of earthquakes. And so she's running with her chair like over her head, and my aunt's yelling at her like throw it, you don't need it, like you know, just like get rid of it. And so hang on, let me pop the grid. Okay, I just needed to kind of just like stir around everything. But she ends up throwing the chair and it lands in the tree. It was so far up there. That chair was in that tree for so long. I don't remember how long exactly, but it felt like it was there like forever. But they like take them down, they're like running down the street, and then me and my other two cousins and my mom were like running towards like the other side of the house, and my cousin was in front of me. Was he in front of me? Either or. Whether he was in front of me or behind me doesn't matter. But he was running, and there's like a, I forget what they're called. They're kind of, it's not the like sewage, but it's like a drain. But it, first of all, it was colored green because it was in the grass. But when it's dark late at night, especially in the country, and it's green, you don't see it. And there was a hole in it because it was kind of broken. And he just whoosh, just like falls, his foot gets stuck in there. I'm like, what are you doing? Get up, like freaking out. It felt like it was like, go on without me. It was so dramatic. I did not go on without him. I grabbed him. He was like, my sandal. I'm like, you'll get it back later. Just like, whatever. We run out to the pool, and we're hiding back there. And, I mean, they eventually got the fire out of his truck. His truck did not explode. Only his truck bed completely melted. And after everything was, like, done, they sprayed off everything that was kind of spooky. He was like, I gotta go. And this man drove. His truck was still able to drive, which was impressive. But also, no, I do not condone that behavior. But that had an impact on little old me. And the girl who had a bunch of wonder of fireworks was now terrified and would shake and like genuinely have panic attacks at times because she was so afraid of fireworks. And I would have it even when I would be so far away. And so I haven't, like, I can't even remember, like, the last fireworks show I went to. Like, where I sat up close and personal, like, watching it. And I was like, you know what? Today's the day. So I could have went home with my family, but I really needed to do this for myself. And when I tell you, I was out there in so much wonder. And like I said, I had that memory pop up again of me being a little girl looking outside my bedroom window and seeing the fireworks in the distance, almost like, I think it was like every Saturday night or something like that, I would get to see it. Hang on, let me make sure I'm still going good over there. And I got to be connected with that little girl again and have that wonder, and I was like, oh my god, this is so pretty. And like, fireworks have changed so much, so I'm like seeing new fireworks as it's going on, and I genuinely like teared up multiple times because I was like, how beautiful is this? And after, the like rush you get when they have like the final, like the finale, you know, the rush you get when you feel everything shaking in your body and around you, and like the sound, I cried. I definitely cried. and I'm so proud of myself for facing the fear and conquering it. I'm not, look at me. Well, no, I'm not shaking. I was like, if I am shaking, that's because I'm hungry. But I mean, did I get spooked on the way there when, one of, like, I don't know if it was from the show, or if someone else had their fireworks they weren't supposed to be using. Did I get spooked when someone lit it off? Yeah. But I still keep going? Yeah. And did I have a beautiful time? Yes, I did. And, hang on. My food is, like, basically done, so I just want to make sure everything was all good. But it's so nice to have that wonder back and to be able just to see it and to be up close and personal and not be afraid of it anymore. And I'm so grateful I was able to experience that. All this to say, face your fears, especially when it's a fear that of something you used to love, you know? Like there's so much, I don't know. I don't want to say there's stuff I missed out on life, but there's a lot of things that I feel like I lost in my life that I used to have love for that I'm like regaining. And I'm so grateful for that experience, honestly, because even though I had love for it in the past, lost it, it's like I'm getting to relearn it and re-love it again, which I would not change that for the world, because it's like, it really feels like being a kid again and having that wonder, and I just wouldn't change it for the world. And I'm not necessarily saying I'd wish it on anybody, but I do wish people got to experience that wonder. You know, wonder like a kid. And I was going to reference a Bluey episode, and I'm actually going to go and watch that after this video. Born Yesterday. If you've never seen Bluey, first of all, you have to go see Bluey. And I definitely recommend Born Yesterday. That I love that, but pretend you were born yesterday. I'm gonna give you guys a little homework, okay? Tomorrow, or whenever you're watching this, if it's the start of the morning, hi, good morning. But pretend you were born yesterday, and what would you be seeing in the world? Like, what is this? A cup? Or, well, you wouldn't know it was a cup, right? But how amazing is it the fact that you can have something in a container to drink, you can use a straw? You don't even know what a straw is and how it works. I feel like, at least for me, like, the more I look at trees and flowers, and even like, you know, smelling the flowers. When was the last time you smelled a flower? When was the last time you smelled a flower? I'm telling you. Or I'm asking you. But I'm telling you, just give yourself that chance to kind of re-experience life again. I also just saw 1313. Okay, I'm kind of losing my train of thought because I'm hungry. So thank you for watching. Also, last I checked, I am at 79 subscribers, and that is so amazing. Like, trying to comprehend 79 people I'm just so blessed that people will come and watch me. And I really think we could get to 100. I really think we could before the end of this month. I really believe it. I've been posting so often, and I really think we could do it, but I would definitely need your guys' help. I don't normally ask you guys to like, share, or subscribe or any of that, but please, it would just make my entire day and my entire month and my entire year if I got to reset achievement, especially because I love this project so much. I love being on YouTube and recording videos and talking to you all. So if y'all could help me out, I would appreciate it so much. Maybe I'll do something special for 100 subscribers. I kind of have a couple ideas in mind, but I'd want to get a little more specific before I say anything. So yeah, just, I don't know. Thank you everyone for watching, and remember to stay safe, and I love you so much. Bye.